then you got motherfuckers, because it's one thing to criticize or critique music, and it's another thing to lock your ass in that studio for a year straight, every day. It might be sunny. Your family wants you to come to and you in there going hard. And it's crazy how you put in all this work, and even though it's dope, even if they receive it, you know, you get people who'll listen to your shit one time and be like, "Sorry, well, motherfucker, do better."
Yeah, my problem with these motherfuckers, man, is that my only problem with all the critiquing is that when they do decide to critique, they act like none of the other shit that you've done ever happened, like how they doing Marshall right now. You know what I'm saying? Like they talk about him like he ain't stopped the world 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Like they act like he just never was nice or some shit.
These are jealous people. These are jealous people,
like,
Royce. Anybody talk about Eminem in any way, they're jealous. They're pieces of shit. They're I don't know how to explain to you. The man's an alien. I say it all the time. They tell me I'm on this, you know, yo, Joe. I'm like, yo, bro, like I don't know what y'all want me to tell you, because, well, how is that you being, you know, it's interviews about you, Royce, but you brought up Marshall. So how is that being like best friends with the great white hope, the greatest white rapper of all time, but yet and still you grounded and you are very pro-black. Like, but your best friend's the great white hope and you are pro-black. What's that like?
I think that speaks to something very important. I think it's a testament to hip hop being one of the, hip hop is the common denominator that brings everything together. You know, like if it wasn't for hip hop, me and M wouldn't be best friends. Our worlds wouldn't have crossed with each other. You know, and I think that in itself doesn't get enough credit. Hip hop doesn't get enough credit for bridging the gap between races of people, because there'll be a straight up culture clash in any other instance. Anything that we can be talking about, anything that we can disagree on. You know, me and Marshall, we've disagreed on things, but there's one common thing that we're always going to agree on. And that's something that is hip hop. You know, you put on Tears by Tupac, the whole world is going to agree. We don't know why. It just is what it is. It's like magic. You know what I mean? And I think more emphasis should be put on that. And I think Marshall's presence in hip hop, the reason why I defend him like I do is because his presence in hip hop and his success in hip hop has done more good than the latter.
You're
know
right,
what I'm saying?
but yo,
It's done
Royce,
more good than the latter.
Once again, I'm having a big moment with you right now because I'm feeling like when Spike Lee talks to me, how I'm talking to you, sometimes I ask Spike Lee some shit and he be looking at me like, do I gotta answer this shit? Like, bro, let me explain something to you. But in reference to me, sometimes I ask Spike Lee, so you know, let me not go there, right? So yeah, because you know, every now and then, anyway, let me not go there, right? So with you, with M, you know this game, wouldn't nobody gave it up to Eminem unless he was beyond exceptional. They would have never gave it up to Eminem. They would have never. I'm telling you, I come from the blackest part of town. Well, Detroit might be even blacker. But what I'm saying to you is, they would have never gave that boy his respect, his just due. He wouldn't have been 10 platinum. He wouldn't have been like, unless he wasn't a freak of nature or an alien. So when you talk to me about that, it makes me feel like, what are we talking about? Like, y'all know y'all can't fuck with him. It's the bottom line. I don't know what to tell you. Like, they're lying like liars. You know? I mean, that's how I look at
you know,
it.
hip
You know
hop
what I'm saying?
has evolved. It's just evolved. It's just evolved into so many different things. I feel like people are just they're open to be entertained in so many ways now because it's evolved into so many different things. So now we're to a point now where the actual art of lyricism, like the technique of just being really nice at rapping, you know, that doesn't set precedence with everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like now what I've been noticing, and it's like, okay, we know he can rap, but for whatever reason, what he's rapping about is not resonating with us, or
But
it's
you know,
not enough melody.
everything's not forever. And I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
mention names, but there's other beyond living legends that changed the game forever. That their time came. It's a new era. You understand, Royce?
Mm-hmm.
So people from our era, you know, they dig Royce the 5'9" because they dig lyrics and all that. But these young kids, they got a new swag, new wave.
Yeah.
They gonna respect the OG. You know, when I came up hustling, I knew the OGs before me. I always went like this.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? It just so you know, good for us. Eminem is filthy rich. He don't need none of that shit. He good. You understand? But that
Mm-hmm.
goes with me. That goes with you. That goes with Jay-Z. That goes
Mm-hmm.
with Nas, whoever. Like Nas, he put out an album. I love the album. I listened to it like 20 times on the vacation. My daughter's 14. She was like, "Oh, that's older rap. That's older style. Dad, can we play Travis?"
It's like two.
I don't know what the fuck she's saying or what she's thinking. And I'm not trying to throw her under the bus, but
I feel like we had two milestone. I feel like we had two milestone moments recently. I feel like Nas's album was a milestone moment. It bridged the gap. It bridged the gap. Him and Hit Boy coming together, they bridged the gap, and he made arguably one of his best albums in years. Also,
oh no, he made his best album in years.
Yeah.
I mean,
also,
it ain't better than Illmatic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that was by far his best album in years. And I buy all of Nas's albums.
Yeah. And
you
then also Wheezy No Ceilings being added to the DSPs and sell it, and it was like 24,000 the first week or something like that. It was like a new album being released. They gonna get this mixtape Wheezy. Mixtape Wheezy. They gonna get this mixtape Wheezy.
You say Fat Joe is the most underrated, and my most underrated is Lil Wayne.
Really?
Because Lil Wayne, it's impossible to be rapping as long as he's been rapping and still spitting flows and bars and this and that. And I just be like, I don't even know what category to put him in. Like he's different. Like Lil Wayne is better than everybody. I don't know how to explain it to you, bro. Like, cause he got the bars and then he got the flows. So
you don't think
everybody talk about
you don't think everybody realized that?
Yeah, they do, but damn, man. Like Lil Wayne, I think if we could Google how many songs Lil Wayne got in history, like songs. Like
that motherfucker's a machine.
Yeah. Like, what do you want me to do? Like yeah. He's a machine. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like he must have a million songs. Like the guy won't stop. And every time I hear him, it's another flow, it's another style, it's another. I'm like, this boy is crazy.
Yeah.
He's crazy. Will there ever be another Slaughterhouse?
That's a possibility. That's a possibility because I mean we never broke up. We never broke up. You know what I mean?
You always remain friends. You always remain friends. And so you saying, hey, if everybody want to work, let's just go work, huh?
And that's kind of how I feel. I feel like we should the first thing we should do is always make sure that we leave open the possibility of us coming together and doing work together, because that's when we, that's when we at our best. It's just that at the very beginning, there never was a plan for all of us to be in a group forever. You know what I mean? All of us had like solo goals that we wanted to reach. All of us had different visions for ourselves as solo artists prior to getting in a group with each other. We didn't realize that it was gonna go so far. You know what I mean? So we spent probably like 8 years straight with each other. You know what I mean? Like we gave each other like 8 years of our lives, but we never fell out. We never broke up or nothing like that. We had tons of disagreements, but I think that's just part of being in the group. So
yeah, because like who says you all had your solo careers, and who says, all right, Crooked Eye, Joe Button, like who puts this group together? Who says, yo, y'all should be Slaughterhouse?
Damn, how did that go? Joe reached out to me to get on the song, with everybody on it. I remember because my daughter was being born that same day. And I ain't like Joe back then. I ain't like that nigga. You know what I'm saying? So when he reached out to me, I started not to do it. Then my manager was like, nah, man, I was anti-industry back then. He was like, yo, man, you gotta come off your island for a minute. You know what I mean? Like, just go ahead and give it a shot. So I said, all right. So I left the hospital and I went and laid the verse and I sent it back to him. And when he put the song out, the internet loved it so much, I guess just because it was like a bunch of underground dudes who was just all about just lyrical supremacy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we wasn't really into nothing else but that. And I think at that time, it was just a time for that, and the people online started championing it so much that we just decided to just do more stuff together. And, one song led to another song, and Joe started whipping his camera out. He started recording it, and then people start really loving the way that we interacted with each other. And, everything was just kind of falling in place. And I'm like one of those, I'm one of those universe hippie guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like to chase things. I don't like to force things. If things seem like that they're falling into place, I go with it. You know what I mean? So that's basically what it was. Next thing you know, I looked up, we doing Rock the Bells.
Wow,
and then
it was just a natural thing. It just grew authentically. What happens when Joe Button takes shots at Eminem? Like, I've always wondered, like, when I've heard him like criticize Eminem or whatever. Like, how do you feel about that? Being that he's in the group and that's your man. Like, do you ever feel a way about that, or you just say that's Joe being Joe?
Well, most of the time I say that's Joe. He's just Joe. But that particular time, I couldn't help but be offended. And it was when Joe was making his transition into journalism. And I could tell as his friend that he was still trying to find his footing in journalism. But that wasn't enough for me to just let it go. You know what I mean? So me and Joe have disagreed. We've had issues plenty of times. That was just one of those times that me and him just needed to speak. We just needed to talk about it. You know what I mean? So we sat on the phone, we talked, we yelled, we cursed, like we disagreed, we agreed. And then finally this conversation ended with him apologizing to me and telling me that he loved me. And I accepted his apology and I told him that I loved him too. Once we came to that conclusion right there, I was kind of off it after that. You know what I mean? Like that's how I like to handle any of my situations, any of my problems. I call it the gray area. I don't like the gray area. I don't like when it's like problems looming in the air and it just seems like it's issues. I just like to let's just get to it, man. What is it gonna be? You know what I mean? Like it either is a problem or it's not a problem. Like if I have a problem with something that one of my friends do, I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna let them know how I feel about it. I'm gonna be open to how they feel about it. I'm gonna be open to hearing their side of it. I'm gonna try to be as open as possible, as fair as possible, without letting them take advantage of how I feel. And then we come to a solution, and that's pretty much what we did.
What's the difference between the new Detroit and the old Detroit? Like when you was coming up in Detroit, It's a lot of new music coming out of Detroit now. How you feel about the new music coming out of Detroit now?
I love it, man. I love it because it's like a continuation of what was going on back in the day too. It's just that the street side of things, the street rap wasn't really getting the shine like it is now. So a lot of the street rap in Detroit is getting the shine that they deserve. And all of those guys pretty much grew up on the street rap that was going on when me and M were like, you know what I'm saying, when we was doing our thing. It always existed, you know, like the Street Lord, the East Side Cheddar Boys, Rock Bottom, you know what I'm saying, Made West.
You know, I went out there and I freestyled at that. They at the store, I think, what was it, Maurice Malone?
The hip hop shop.
The hip hop shop. I went out there and I was rapping in the hip hop shop back in the day. Shout out Steve Nobel. If he's watching, we working. We was at that hip hop shop, freestyling.
Yeah, man, that's where I got my start at. Actually, as soon as I graduated from high school, I went up to the hip hop shop. I walked in there, and the first faces I seen was Proof, Eminem. I seen Mr. Porter. I seen Elzai. I seen all of the D12 guys, Bizarre. I seen it was like a whole bunch of dudes, and they were just passing the mic around, and everybody was just killing it. And they had this thing where you get the mic, you rap, and if you don't get everybody's attention quick enough with the rap, then they put on gong music. You know what I mean? So I kept going every week, just watching how shit was going. And I finally got up enough courage to grab the mic. So I grabbed the mic and I started rapping, and I got gonged.
You know, it used to be like that in LA. And Flojo was #1. I went out to LA at the Good Life, and I performed, and they booed me. They booed me. It's the only place I ever got booed in my life. in LA, they had the. I don't know if they ever seen somebody like me. I don't know if they was ready. I don't, you know, because Fat Joe been Fat Joe since junior high. Like, you know, I've been talking. I was out the gate talking shit. Like, so if you ain't know me, you was like, yo, what the fuck is up with this dude right here talking all this Murder One gangster shit, like looking like a fucking beetle with blonde hair and green eyes. Fuck that. I'm the first Eminem, bro. I'm telling you. I am the original. At least you met Fat Joe with a hat moon. When I first started rapping, they used to want to beat me up because I used to go to other Queens, Harlem, wherever, and start rapping, and they be like, yo, who the fuck this guy thinks he is? Talking like, it was a real problem. It was a real problem. I had a bunch of hair, green eyes. They was looking at me like, oh no, we not ready for this shit. We not going for this shit.
Yo, I got a question for you that I always wanted to ask you. I never got a chance to ask you, like on the phone calls we've had. How was it rhyming? How was it rapping with Big L? How was it rapping in the studio with Big L?
So I'll tell you, I think I told this story before, but rest in peace, my brother. When we did the record, The Enemy specifically, Primo had did the beat. We was in D&D. I had just went gold for the first time. Don Cartagena just had went gold. It just came. It came out 22 years ago today, Don Cartagena. And L sat me down. He was my little brother. He was like, listen, I'm going to take all your fans. You're going to help me go gold because I am going to destroy you on this song. So you better come with your A game or I'm going to kill you on here. And I had no choice. The Enemy is one of my favorite, if not my favorite rhyme, my favorite verse I ever did, because L was right there staring at me while I was writing it. He was trying to put pressure on me. I mean, Big L just one time. It took one time. When Finesse brought him out one time, and he freestyled, the crowd went so crazy. I knew, oh wow, this guy's phenomenal. Same thing with Pun. Same thing with Eminem. I was there when the Outsiders brought him out at the Lyricist Lounge.
Mm-hmm.
He went crazy. I was in the place. I might be saying like I'm too old, but I was in the club when Biz Markie brought out Big Daddy Kane for the first time. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Motherfuckers went crazy. I was in the crowd the first time Big Daddy Kane brought out Jay-Z. The crowd went crazy. It's something about these special rappers, MCs, that it only take you one time to see them. I saw Biggie. Biggie walked in the Lyricist Lounge. It wasn't the first time I saw him, but one day I seen Biggie walk in the Lyricist Lounge. He battled 20 guys in a row. And Puff Daddy, he ain't had no money, but he was the same Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
He was jumping up and down. Yeah, who won it? Who won it with my man? I don't give a fuck. What's up? Who's next? He was doing all that Puff Daddy shit. Biggie was up there with a backpack. He was killing it. Yo, I'm talking about white dudes, Chinese dudes, Spanish dudes, black dudes. Biggie was just killing it. And I was just like, oh, he next.
Mm-hmm.
He next. And that's what it was like. I don't know, man. Everybody got everybody has a talent, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's some people that were born because Jay-Z was born to be a rapper, to be an MC. Eminem was born to be an MC. Big L, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could have been security. I could have been a manager. I could have been a hustler. You know, I taught myself how to really, really rap and just studied and kept getting better. But if God lined us up and gave us all jobs, the first job for Fat Joe wouldn't have been rap. It would have been security or your manager of the joint or something. But
Man, I remember me and Marshall opened up for you and Pun on the Lyricist Lounge tour. We opened up for y'all.
I got that flyer.
Yeah, I distinctly remember. I think we were in Chicago. We were in one of those cities, and you had the mic. You were talking, and somebody threw something on the stage, and it whizzed right by you, right? And you was like, it whizzed right by you. You was like, all right. Don't throw nothing on the stage because I will fuck you up. Word is born. I will fuck you up.
Hey, yo, I'll tell you a crazy story, right? And it's so many years ago, so I can't get sued.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Pun came out at the Apollo. And this is when Twins was out. We did Twins like around 6, 7 times in a row. We just kept, every time it got to dead in the middle, we stopped, we brought it back. It felt like the place was going to break.
Yeah.
Somebody threw ice and it hit Pun from up the state, from the balcony. When I tell you we stopped the music, they cut the lights on. This is in the middle of a concert. They cut the lights on, and Pun was like, who the fuck threw that shit at me? And I tell you, the whole Apollo turned around and pointed
the dude out? Oh, shit.
The terror squad start climbing the walls up the balcony. In front of the whole place is watching. The whole Apollo Theater's watching in bright lights. They're climbing up the side of the balcony. Long story short, they beat the guy up a little something. And then we played the next song. The next song was John Blaze, my shit. Raekwon came out. I'm not sure if Nas was there, but Jadakiss came out. We did John Blaze. After the guy got his ass whipped in front of the whole New York City, the lights come down. We play, and the whole Jada, Raekwon, all of us, we killed John Blaze in the middle of the stage. Nah, it was crazy. It was almost like a play. It was like a fucking theatrical.
That's one element that's missing in hip hop, I think.
Well, you can't do it no more. These people know something called lawsuits. Yeah, you can't get away with it no more. You know, back in the days, I used to beat people up and just get sued. I might have got sued 20 times for beating people up.
For real?
And then I finally realized, hey, Joe, like you keep paying these people to.
Because you had to settle on all of those, didn't you?
You had to.
Yeah.
20,000, 50,000, 30,000. Yeah. One time it was like, anyway, somebody got beat up in the record label, and so it was too much, right? You know, and it was like, it was like we had to pay him a lot of money. I learned my lesson at that point. I had to look at the mirror and say, Joe, they know you got money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to stop. You can't hit these people no more. And I mean, like, they used to take me for a sucker, Royce. Guy come up there, he'd be like, yo, your mother's a lesbian. Oh, really? Yeah, your father's pussy. Yeah, okay. Your brother's a crackhead. Word. Yo, bro, we both Latino. Why we got to have this? Your mother's a whore. Your sister's a... Yo, these guys used to bait me to beat them up. And then we beat the shit out of them. The next thing you know, I'm spending the night in jail. They got a lawyer. Yo, 30,000 to make this go away. I'm like, I can't. You can't do it no more.
Mm-hmm.
You just, you know, you just can't do the shit no more. I want to go into, you know, Proof was my man.
Mm-hmm.
I fucked with Proof. How did that even happen? What happened to Proof? With, you know, when unfortunately, was there a reason behind that or anything like that?
It's a lot of different stories floating around. And there's so many different stories floating around. And
we don't know the story.
Yeah, it's like I don't know the story, man. Like I heard so many different things. Some of the things I don't even feel comfortable repeating because it's just like, because it's so much he say, she say.
You know,
so
my best friend got killed. My best friend got killed, and he had so much beef with everybody that we never know who killed him. And same thing. It was just so many stories, but Proof, he was loved, man. Every time I went to Detroit, everywhere I went, he was there. He was chilling. He was comfortable. He was out.
Proof is not only was he loved, but he's extremely smart. Extremely smart. So when you hear stories about him allegedly doing things that were kind of outside of his character in terms of how smart he was and how strategic he was, it's just hard to believe. You know what I mean? It's hard to believe. So, you know, I heard a lot of things that adds to the sensationalism of it, you know what I mean? But the overall gist of it and the overall fact of the matter is he got murdered. He got murdered. He was somewhere where I personally feel like he shouldn't have been. Like, I wish he didn't hang out at those kinds of spots, but he was just such a hood dude. He was just such a hood dude, and he was just such a king. You know what I mean? He's like one of them dudes, he could just go anywhere, just him and one person. Everybody knew Proof. Everybody knew not to fuck with Proof. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, you know, anytime I went to Detroit, and I'll tell everybody now, I got a reputation for being the realest in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit don't play.
Mm-hmm.
They do not play.
Yep.
Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had an incident. It's always been love for Fat Joe, but I've seen some things happen in Detroit for the little drive-bys that I've been there, and it's real as fuck in Detroit.
Mm-hmm. It is. I mean, you know, it's just, there's always going to be like a lot of jealousy, a lot of competitive nature. Like right now, we're taking a lot of steps to kind of like keep everybody as unified as possible.
That's right.
Because I feel like that just helps for the morale. You know what I mean? Like I try to support everybody, man. Like I don't care.
People want to know how ATL got so strong. T.I. came up here talking crazy. But for the most part, he said, even if they argue with each other, they wouldn't let us see it.
Yes.
And so they keep each other tight, and it looks unified, and they all work with each other. They all show love to each other, and that's the way it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it's supposed to be. You know, I was in New York, and everybody was dissing each other, and I said it before, no disrespect to nobody, but you know, one day I'm listening to the radio on Cameron talking about he's gonna smack Nas's kufi off his head. I was like, yo, what the fuck is up with these dudes, man? And it went from being unified and everybody working with each other to everybody thinking, you know, I got the biggest crew. And it fucked up. And that's what really was the demise of New York City supremacy. That was the demise, you know, and everybody going against each other and all that instead of being unified. So you being an OG, that's what you gotta do in Detroit. Yeah. Keep everybody together. Keep everybody working, yo. You're good, yeah. Nothing but love, because that's the way it'll further and get bigger and bigger.
You know what I think? You know what I think happens? Because hip hop, it kind of like started, and the foundation of it is the battle rap. You know, so like us lyricists, we understand that we gladiators lyrically. Like Cam come from the battle rap, Nas come from the battle rap. But the problem with that is when you add the street niggas handle shit different. The street niggas handle, if you say something about a street nigga, they handle shit differently from how the niggas that's at the open mics rapping do. So it's like a clash. So you almost gotta watch what you say.
I used to coach at the Rucker, Harlem basketball, right? I'm the all-time winningest coach, by the way. You could look that shit up wherever you want. I'm like 99-1, 7 chips. I was the Bobby Knight out there. My wife came with me one time and heard dudes talking so much shit to me. She was like, Pistol Pete is here. Rich is here. Why aren't they fucking up these guys? They're talking about you. I said, baby, this is basketball talk. Like, you know, basketball talk, we supposed to, you know, we heckle each other, we talk shit, fuck you. And I'm like, yo, Ma, she was like, I'll never come back here again. I never thought I heard somebody would talk to Fat Joey Crack like that. I'm like, yo, Ma, you got to understand that's basketball talk. They don't mean that. You know what I'm saying? They talking shit about the game. And I think that's what you're referring to as far as hip hop. When you're an MC and you into battle rapping and all that, it's like, cool, that's just that. But then, you know, everybody got their place in every crew where they think it comes to them, to their time. So the Warriors go, okay. It's on. So Drake might be the nicest guy in the world, but whoever's his Warriors in Toronto, when somebody go at him, they be like, okay, put me in, coach. It's time. It's time. It's time to go.
They protecting the golden egg.
Bro, that's what they know how to do. You know, that's I'll let you go with this, Royce, my brother. What is your top 5 dead or alive MCs?
MCs, rappers, MCs. There's a difference between MCs and rappers?
Yeah.
You don't think so? You don't think it's a difference?
Well, there is a difference when you technically saying it, but I call people rappers now because that's the name. But there is a difference between an MC and a rapper. There is.
My top five MCs: Jay-Z, Biggie, Big L, Eminem, Black Thought.
Ooh.
My top 5 rapper of all times is Tupac. I don't think nobody can be compared to him.
So, yeah, but you threw a curveball in there with Black Thought, and Black Thought, he dead nice. He dead nice. Man, that's a great added one. He rap his ass off. He's another one of these guys that, unless you paying attention to him, you don't really know how nice he is.
And you got to throw Nas in there somewhere too.
Yeah, well, that was 5, man. Now you threw 7 in there, Royce. You could count.
That's why I think it should be broken down generations. You know what I mean?
At that point, we'd be writing an encyclopedia.
Yeah, can you really say that Eminem is better than Rakim? Or can you really say that Jay-Z is better than Big Daddy Kane? Can you truly say that? Because there wouldn't be one without the other.
That's a big so that's why we asked it your favorite, because it's your personal favorite. It's not you can't compare apples to oranges, because you know, I feel right now if Rakim came out with the Paid in Full album right now, he was 19 years old, he'd be the biggest rapper in rap music right now.
With that same album?
With that same album. I don't think no one can do that. Nobody else in hip hop could come out right now with the same album 20 years later, 30 years later, and that shit will sound like the brand newest, dopest shit we ever heard in our life. And so when I get to really seeing who's the greatest, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, man. Like, it's true. It's so I think the key word is your favorite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because otherwise, there's no, everybody's had their moments. Everyone has had some big moments. My brother, thank you for coming on here. God bless you.
Thank you for having me, my brother.
Well, Eminem put you on his top favorite rappers too.
Huh?
What you say? M put you on his top favorite rappers too.
I know, man. That's what success is to me. You know, success is subjective. You know, like all I ever really wanted as a kid was for Redman to think I was nice. You know what I mean? So it's like to hear that coming from those kind of guys.
See, that's great. Another one, Royce.
Yeah.
Redman does not get his props.
Nope.
Redman
not like you should.
And he is stupid nice.
I love Redman.
I love Redman as a rapper, as an MC. I used to say, yo, Redman, get that shit. The bitch be like, I be playing that shit so slow in the whip. That shit crazy.
He got classic albums too.
Oh man, Redman Stretch. We can be here forever. Thank you, my brother. You gotta click off because this Instagram acting funny.
All right, love and respect, bro.
My brother. God bless, man.
Peace.
Shout out to the Detroit Massive. You don't know who I know. And I'm killing these guys. This guy's somebody I respect so much, Royce the 5'9". Such a great MC, lyricist, won't stop, won't give up. Then he's like the capo, the consigliere of the great Marshall Mathers, Eminem. He got a lot. He's got a lot. He deals with a lot. And man, what respect I got for that guy and everybody in Detroit. God bless Detroit, man. You guys always show me love, man. I can't lie to you. Anybody who disrespects Eminem, they smoke crack for a living. Yo, Camilo. Yeah, I'm killing these guys, Camilo. Camilo ain't even fair, man. I might have to lay off these guys because they don't know who I know. You don't know who I know. Oh, yeah, all I speak is facts. I speak to at least my truth or what I believe is my truth. So you won't catch me in the lie. I'm not these guys. So I'll tell you a quick story. Years ago when I was growing up, I used to lie a lot. No, I'm telling you the truth. Kids, if you tuned in with your family, you should hear this. Raul, what's up? Camilo, I used to lie a lot. Bad, compulsively. And I used to get beat up because I used to lie. So in junior high school, I would say, I've been with that girl. I was talking to Shaniqua, Shantae, or whatever. Then her brother would come with his friends, hear it, and ask me, and it's a lie. And they would pound me out, and I would get jumped every time for lying about some shit. And one day I had to look in the mirror and say to myself, yo, Joe, you gotta stop lying. Like, you're getting fucked up because you keep lying. And so I forced myself to stop lying. So what I do is I just speak the facts. And my truth. Because I noticed I used to think when I said something, that was it. Shit, my wife told me today, you know what I know about Leos? Straight fucking violation. You know what I know about Leos? Leos always think they're right. I said, huh? I said, well, you've been with a Leo for a long time. And you know about Leos, I'm like, what about Leo? What was the second thing you told me? You said Leos think they right all the time. And what else? Lorde. Oh, she ain't gonna answer today. She said, Leos think they right. And you know what else? Leos think, I'm like, man, come on with that shit, man. Like, but it is what it is. So I noticed that 2, 3 people could be right. Because their perception of what we're talking about, they think they're right. I think I'm right. He thinks he's right. Everybody thinks they're right. Jeff Aronson, what's up, Jeff? It's the 10 records. Young Puda, repeat that. It's crazy, man. Yeah, nah, she's telling T Love, I think. She was telling him, Joe thinks, that, man, yo, listen, man, I speak to my truth, man. That's all I'm saying, man. I speak to my truth, and I'm going to stand by it. And I got to walk these streets. So when I say some shit, it is what it is. That's how I get down. Camilo said, just agree. Happy wifey, happy lifey. Yeah, I'm with you, Camilo. Smart guy. Smart guy. All right, listen, guys. Tomorrow night, I don't know who we got. We might not have nobody. Chances are we got one of the biggest in the game. I don't know if you've been watching this show for 5 months straight, there's a good possibility that one of the biggest in the game will be on here tomorrow. But I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I have yet to book tomorrow night's show. I don't know. But there's a very good possibility the biggest in the game will be on the show. This shit crazy. I started to ask my daughter, the executive producer of this show, to write down all the names of everybody, all the artists that's come on here. And then I thought I was being too cruel. It's so many people that been on this show that is, I don't want to be a bad dad. She would break her wrist writing this shit. This ain't a game. No, you don't know. You don't know. It's too much.
No, I have a lot of the list.
Nah, you ain't got a list, Rich. Rich play. You're Rich. Rich, stop. You can't. Give me the list. Tell me.
No, I'm talking about it. It's written down.
You got it written down. You can't write down everybody. It's fucking impossible. We don't have the fucking kitchen sink.
I'm missing everyone that you never recorded.
We're running out of human beings.
No, we are.
Cause someone tell me we're running out of human beings. The competition. This is bad. These guys get like one artist every 2 weeks, or they got the corporate radio or the BET or something. I don't know what the fuck. We doing this shit ourselves. I even pay for wardrobe. We're like running out of people. Literally, there is no more people. If you want the biggest in the game, the A-listers, Busta Rhymes has been invited. When he feels like it, he'll come. Raekwon has been invited. That is Hector Lavoe. Hector Lavoe is the greatest salsa singer of all time. And if you ever seen that movie, El Cantante, Mark Anthony and J-Lo played his life story. And it's an amazing movie. And he's my favorite salsa singer of all time, the greatest. And his music touches me emotionally. You know what I'm saying? Then you motherfuckers got names. The Baby, Don Cheadle, Eminem. You guys, you want a lot. You guys want a lot. I'm going to holler at Cameron tomorrow night. I don't want to say who, because these people, man, I don't want to say. Tomorrow night, big boy. Somebody amazing. You're going to love it. Guarantee.
Give him a hint.
Nah. But I like your names. Listen, man. Hit me in the DM. Hit me in the DM with list of names that you think I should get on here. These are all great names. We've had Griselda. Andre 3000 is a hell of a name. If somebody knows where to find them or who could talk to him, I will get in touch with Andre 3000. Living legend. 50, I've asked him 10,000 times. Thursday, Chapo, he's an ADX. Thursday, a very, 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 very important show. I got one musical guest, and right after, I have a young lady who's lost over 160 pounds. Losing weight is not easy. What's killing America more than guns, more than violence, more than AIDS, is obesity, what we're eating, diabetes, hypertension, cholesterol, all that. And it's hard. I'm addicted to food. Me, Fat Joe, is beyond addicted to food. So I met someone who blew my mind, and I invited her. She couldn't believe Fat Joe was reaching out to her. But we're going to talk, because I lost a lot of weight myself in my lifetime. I'm actually one of the normal Fat Joe. Thursday, When I say Fat Joe's going live now, you know, today when I threw it up, it was Benjamin Crump, attorney to the civil rights movement that's going on right now, talking about this is the big show. Jesse Reyes has been on here. When I put Benjamin Crump on that, Thursday I'll put up a picture of me and Big Pun looking the biggest you've ever seen in your life. Red Alert's been on. And I believe Jesus Christ is coming. And I believe in God to the utmost. I do believe that we all have our own relationship with God. And some choose to go to church. Some choose to be Muslim. Some people choose to be Christian. You know, whatever they do, they got their relationships. We brought Dr. Osmond on here. Remy too. Slick Rick don't like doing interviews. I literally physically harass Slick Rick because I love him. And I look up to him so much, but he don't interview. So we all have a relationship with God. Put God first. Keep your faith. And I'll see you tomorrow, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. You know it's time for Mano. It's time for Mano. Q-Tip. Jeezy been on here. Listen, if you feel this is the big show, let me see big. All on the comments. Big. Big. I'm working on Doja Cat. Might have gave one away. I'm working on Doja Cat. Keep big. Big. You know, we bringing new artists every Saturday. Hit the DM to get involved with that. Single hostings. Everybody asking me to FaceTime them. I can't FaceTime you. There's too many people to FaceTime. I'm doing shit, making movies, TV shows, all type of shit. But you hit the DM. You get on the story. You get on the mixtapes. You get on it. You know, I hustle, man. I'll give you that exposure. Because this is the big. I like that. I like that. Peace, y'all. See you tomorrow at 8 o'clock.